you mentioned earlier you have like formats that have already done well. And I think it'll be news to some YouTubers watching this that you can actually repeat formats and use them as templates for new videos. So could you talk about that for just a little while, and maybe we'll bring up some examples on your channel?
Yeah, exactly. So, well, the one recent one. So the video we've got coming out on Saturday is a VR video, and you can actually see if you scroll down a little bit to I can't remember which format it was. So there's a fitness one there, the green thumbnail, where I spent 30 days getting fit in VR. There was also one before that, which was I worked in the metaverse for 7 days.
I saw that
one
video. Great
took
video.
Off. There we go. That took off within a month. You just got it on screen there. That's it.
Right here, yeah.
That like 275,000 views. Most of those again were within the first month or two. It just shot up, and that was what we were not expecting that whatsoever. So we're like, okay, maybe there is an interest for VR on my channel, and maybe there's lots of VR stuff coming out. I know that Apple's working on a VR headset. So we then looked at what else we could do, and you can see there's been a few other VR videos since then. We've got the hidden problems with the MetaQuest. That didn't do too well. We did the fitness challenge. That didn't do too well. We've done a PSVR 2 gaming headset. That didn't do too well.
Yeah.
So what we're just about to do this weekend is like a follow-on from the working in the metaverse for 7 days. And we're doing I worked in the metaverse for 6 months with a bit of a kind of catch-up of like what's happened in the last 6 months. Is the quality good? Basically answering all the questions I got asked on that video. And it's like the same. I spent 6 months working in the metaverse. So same title. Thumbnail slightly different because we've taken inspiration from another thumbnail that's performed well on the channel. And this for me is a really great way to see if it's, trying to identify if it's the title that performs well, if it's the thumbnail that performs well, or if it's the video that performs well, because the video is in a completely different format to the I spent 7 days video format. So we're just taking one idea and making it like an updated version of it. The same thing with like, there's this whole thing of like buckets. I've always like worked my channel on buckets. So you have a bucket for maybe you've got like a tech review, you've got a lifelong iPhone user, you've got a watch video, and you just alternate these buckets. So you're basically not making the same video 3-4 times in a row, and you just kind of give your viewers variation on what's going on within the channel. And that helps you plan out your content massively, because you don't have to think, what video do I need to do this week or next week, or trying to plan it out. You're going, I don't know what video to make. But now I need to make one lifelong iPhone video this month. So okay, what phones have just come out? That's the video. That's that's the phone for that video. And then it might be for us, we do screen reviews sometimes. So we'll have a bucket for screen reviews. Let's make sure we do one of those once every month or 2 months or so. And again, if we can line that up with release dates, even better. But it's just trying to plan things out, and having those buckets just makes it so much easier to plan out your content.
Cool. Let's just talk about buckets for a second. So I first learned about buckets, and I think you may have learned about it from the same place when I read this book from Daryl Eves.
Where did I learn it from? It might have been Ali Abdul's part-time YouTuber course.
Okay, yeah.
Because I was quite late to that book. I bought that book like a year after it came out. I was really late to it.
Yeah, I think I was about the same time. But I'll just explain what buckets is to people that might not be familiar with that. So the concept is that a bucket is a type of video that you have on your channel, kind of like a series. So look at Mr. Beast, for example. He has like getting away from this person. So I escaped a FBI agent. I escaped an assassin. Then he'll have another bucket, which is I buried myself for 50 hours, or I did this for 20 hours. So they're series, they're types of content where you can alternate, like, and you have 2 or 3 content types on your channel, and you alternate between them video by video. That's basically what you're explaining there, isn't it?
Exactly.
And let's take a quick look at your channel just so people can visually kind of see what that looks like in reality, and see if we can pick some buckets apart. So we already mentioned one of them, 10 ways X is better than Y. I imagine that's one of your buckets.
Yeah.
With the phone videos there. I did notice them when I was looking through your channel earlier. So we've got the lifelong iPhone user switches to the Google Pixel 7 Pro there. And if we scroll up a bit further, lifelong iPhone user switches to the Samsung Galaxy S23. So we've got another bucket of lifelong iPhone user switches too. And are there any others that we'll find up top if we have a look?
No, we slightly changed, and this is the thing, I guess, where we're going through iterations of titles as well. So there are like screen reviews in there, but the screen reviews are titled and thumbnailed slightly differently, and that also then comes across in the video idea. So as you scroll through there, there'll be a screen review somewhere. I think if you start scrolling down, there's a screen review, which is next to the fitness thumbnail down the bottom. There's a performance power Samsung Odyssey OLED. But if you scroll a little bit further down, there is one with me stood next to this massive monitor. That's a screen review, but the way that was positioned was I'm using my TV as my monitor, and you should too.
Okay.
And there's still a screen review. It's just the way it's positioned is slightly differently, and obviously the views on that one are like massively different and more than the other video we're making as well. So it's all about, again, goes back to title and thumbnail once again.
That's really interesting, and it's really interesting to hear that you're constantly testing these things. You explained earlier how you've got the bucket with 10 ways X is better than Y, but you switch them around from 2 different videos to see which was the most impactful. You are switching, you're going to use the same title structure with your newest video, but you're going to change out the thumbnail and the video structure. So it sounds like you really believe that there's like importance in experimenting with these things too.
It's either incredibly clever or incredibly stupid, and I guess on Saturday we're going to find out. So you never know.
This video should go live. This podcast episode will be going live after Saturday, so I'll make sure.
Oh, interesting. Oh, dear me.
and include it right there to see how you got along.